web page is a document that is encoded with a hypertext markup language, that is HTML tags. With the help of this FTP or a file transfer protocol, we can log into that FTP portal and we can share the data. Telnet is what? I am accessing the computer which is not physically present with me. So what is web? That is allowing us to exchange the information between the applications of the web. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. Welcome back to the session 1 of chapter 2 in the unit 3 of BCA's first semester, subject called Fundamentals of Computer or FOC. I am Rohini TS, Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So before getting into our today's session, we'll just have a quick recap of our previous session. As you all know that in the last session, we had a discussion regarding a SQL. In that, we got to know what is data manipulation language. In short, that is DML. And also we studied regarding this data control language. In short, it is DCL. And we had a discussion regarding transaction control language, that is TCL. At last, we got to know what is data query language, that is DQL. This is what we had a discussion in the last session along with a syntax and example. So in our today's session, we're going to start with a introduction to this internet. So we'll see what is internet and what are the features it has, what are the features of internet and what are the application. Along with that, we're going to see what are the services it will going to provide. So all these are the content of our today's session. We'll start with this introduction part of the internet. So as you all know that, computer, we are going to get the benefit from the computer that is mainly used to make the human life easy, correct? It is going to ease the work of humans and also mainly this internet. So internet is what? It is a system that interconnects the different computer system across the world. So each computer is using or we are using computer system in order to get done the work. When we have a network of computers and when we have a interconnection between the different computer system, then we can call that as a internet. That means what? The sharing of data and information is not only limited for a particular computer system. So when it is interconnected to each other, at the time sharing of data will be very high and efficient. For that reason, we have this internet and we are going to use the internet protocol suite in order to link the devices located in different corners of the world. In order to mainly for the purpose of sharing or a communication, we have this internet. With the help of this IP suite or internet protocol suite, we are establishing a link between the different devices across the world. And also the internet system carries a extensive range of information resources and services. So this internet is not only connecting the computer, it is not only building a link between the different computer. Along with that, it is providing information resources. It is holding or carrying the information resources along with the services. That services or information resource can be World Wide Web or a W3, along with that telephony, and then we have a email or a electronic mail. So all these are the services which is going to be provided by this internet. Along with this, it is going to use the standard internet protocol. For example, here we have a TCP/IP, transfer control protocol, internet protocol, and then we also have this HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol, and if there is a security, HTTPS. So all these are the protocol or standard protocols which we are using in order to get the benefit of this internet. Fine. Next, what we have here, we have certain features of an internet. So when it comes to the features, what are its characteristics? We'll see the first one, accessibility. Will it going to say this is midnight, I am not accessible? No, right? Accessibility in the sense what? It is going to provide a global service and it is accessible to everybody. So the content whatever we have in the internet is accessible, can be accessible by everyone. That is what make the most efficient feature as a accessibility. And you can see that today people are located in any remote area or any corner of the world can able to access the content of an internet. Next, easy to use. It is not so sophisticated usage of internet, so it is very user friendly. With the help of some text, images, audios, videos as an input, we can interact with the internet. So the software which is used to access the internet, that is what web browser we are using. It is designed in a very simple way. So no need to worry about, or we don't require any special training in order to use the internet. That is what it is making easy to use. So that can be easily learned and we can easily use it, and also it is easy to develop. So all these features will going to make the usage of internet more efficient. Then along with that, we have an interaction with other media. So if you consider the example of news and other magazines publishing houses, will going to extend their services, or they are extending their popularity with the help of this internet. So this internet is making the system to be very virtualized in nature, and it is moreover what pulling the resources, so that no need to worry about the standalone usage. So with the help of this internet, we are having an interaction with other media. Example is what social medias and also news group and other magazine publishing houses have extended their business with the help of internet services. So if you have any what a popular shop near your house, that may be what popular only within that particular area or for particular branch, but if it is spread across the internet, if it is exposed to the internet, at the time the service will be more. You can take the example of Myntra, Meesho and all. So all those are providing their services all over the world, correct? That is what making the internet one of the best feature as what interaction with other media. It is making a business more efficient by distributing its network. Next, we have a low cost here. Low cost in the sense, how can we say this is low cost or cheap or what affordable? The development and maintenance cost of internet services are comparatively low. So whenever we are comparing this internet with other services, at that time the development and its maintenance cost is somehow affordable. And then next point is extension of existing IT technology. Already we have a IT technology. With the help of this internet, we are getting a more enhanced version or updated version. This facilitates the sharing of IT technology by multiple users. So we can call this as what? Multi-tenant. N number of users are using a same infrastructure with the security and privacy of their data. So here it is going to provides or facilitates the sharing of IT technology by multiple users in the organization, and even it is going to facilitate other trading partners in order to use. It is giving more accessibility to more number of people at a same time. Simultaneously, multiple users are accessing the same content. That is what it is making a extension of existing IT technology forward. Next, what we have here, flexibility of communication. Another feature is flexibility of communication. So the communication through internet is flexible enough. So that means it is not only restricted, or it is not assisting us only to use a text, only to use an image, or only to use a audio. So with the help of this text, voice or audio, video also, we can communicate in the internet. That means I can give my request, or else I can give my queries with the help of all these media. Okay, that is what making the flexibility of communication. This is can be availed at both organizational and individual levels. So with the help of this feature, we can also get the benefit. Next, what we have, security. So by giving all these features, if there is no security, nobody likes to use this, correct? So when it comes to the security, internet will going to provide a very high security, which helps the security system both at the individual and at the national level with components such as CCTV camera footage. So with the help of this CCTV camera footage or a surveillance, we can provide a security. So with the help of this feature, we can have a confidential data, or we can have a private data. So these are the features. Next, we'll see what are the internet application we have. That means where and all are we using this internet. So if I ask this question, my answer will be what? Everywhere. Why? Because for any of the tasks, whatever we are doing over the internet, we are using this interconnection, or we are using this internet itself. For the purpose of what? Sending and receiving of email, If you want to send even any messages, then also we require internet, and searching and browsing information archives, so that if you are searching something and if you are downloading, uploading something, then also we require this internet service. Then copying of the files between the computers. When we wanted to share the files or resources from one computer to another computer, there also we require this internet. And conducting financial transaction, example Google Pay, Phone Pay and all. Without internet we can't do that. Offline mode is somehow not yet released. So for that also we require internet. And also navigating, that means for example smart bike, smart scooter and smart car. So with the help of this internet services or Wi-Fi connection, we can have a automation. And also playing interactive games. In order to play online games, which is real world game, at the time also we require internet. And then video and music streaming. So if you wanted to have a online or a live video and audio streaming, there also we require this internet service. Then chat or voice communication. So that can be direct messaging, video conferencing, whatever it can be. In order to do the chat or voice communication, you take the example of Instagram, WhatsApp and all. So there we are going to have this chat and voice video calls and all. For that also we require the internet connection. So these are the some of the application which I have listed out. Next we'll see what are the internet services it is providing. So when it comes to the internet service, it is going to allow us to access the huge amount of information. So that information can be what? Can be in the terms of text, graphics, sound and software over the internet. This internet is providing a service. We have a massive data. The data can be text, videos, audio, whatever it can be. So we are accessing it with the help of this internet service. And here you can see that internet service can be communication service and information retrieval service, then web services, at last it can be World Wide Web. So all these are the internet services which it is going to provide. So here you can see the different internet services which we are getting. Next we'll see about the internet service. In that we are listed out some of the internet service that include World Wide Web, email, FTP, Telnet, and also we have a IRC, that is Internet Relay Chat, and also we have a news group, chat box. So all these are what? The different services which is going to be provided by the internet. We'll see about the World Wide Web. So in short we can call this as a W3. At last again I am going to discuss about this World Wide Web. As of now this W3 or World Wide Web is a part of the internet and it is going to support the hypertext documents. So whatever we are getting as a result at the time of searching in the internet, so then we can see some of the web pages. Then we are calling that as what? Web documents or a hypertext documents, and that is allowing the user to view and navigate the various types of data. So in each document we have a various data which needs to be accessed by the user. So this internet or the World Wide Web is holding a collection of hypertext documents. With the help of this internet we are accessing this World Wide Web. So that is what this World Wide Web is a part of an internet. And web page is a document. So collection of web pages is what? Website. Collection of website is called web portal. So that web page is a document that is encoded with a hypertext markup language, that is HTML tags. With the help of this HTML tags we are creating a web page, and web pages are hypertext document. With the help of this internet we are accessing all these documents, and that document will going to include the variety number of type of data. And here each web page has an address. So in order to find the uniqueness of a particular web page, it has its own address, and also we have a URL or a uniform resource locator. This is how World Wide Web is giving a service. Next what we have? Email or electronic mail. Most often we are all using it for the purpose of communication. Mainly it is for commercial communication here. One of the most popular reason that people use the internet is for what? Email. This is also one of the most important service which is provided by the internet. Why we are going to use this email or electronic mail? Mainly for the purpose of creating, sending and receiving of a messages, and people will going to need email program and an account on an internet mail server with a domain name. So what we require whenever we wanted to have this email or electronic mail at the time, then we have to include a account. That account will going to include a internet mail server, whether it is Yahoo, Gmail, like that it is mentioned. After that, we have to specify the domain name, whether we are using it for the purpose of commercial purpose or whether it is related to education purpose, that is .com, .com, .in, .edu. So all those are what? Domain name. So mainly for the purpose of communication, we are going to have this email. So there are several advantages as well as disadvantages is there in the email. So we are getting this email as a service from this internet. Next, here we have a file transfer protocol. If I wanted to share the data, or if I wanted to share the file from one computer system to another computer system, then we require this file transfer protocol. With the help of this protocol is what? Set of rules and regulation. With the help of it, we can able to transfer the file from one computer to another computer. That means we can copy the file from one computer system to another computer system. So with the help of this internet, a person can log into FTP host computer. With the help of it, we can copy the files from its computer to another computer, and also it is handy for finding and copying the software files, articles and other types of data. With the help of this FTP or a file transfer protocol, we can log into that FTP portal and we can share the data. That can be anything, any kind of data, articles or any type of data it can be. We are easily sharing the file from one computer system to another computer system. Next, here we have a telnet. So just imagine, telnet is what? I am accessing the computer which is not physically present with me. That means I am accessing the computer which is not physically existed at the particular location. So you are accessing the computer system which is somewhere else. So telnet is going to provide a specialized service with which a person can use a computer to access the contents of another computer by making use of this telnet host. So with the help of this telnet, I can access the computer which is not physically present with me. So you just imagine you made a PPT presentation but you forgot to bring the laptop. With the help of this telnet, you can access your laptop which is at your home. So that is what telnet providing as a service. So moreover, we are going to use this telnet in order to used by the libraries, which is going to allow the visitor in order to look up the information and to find the articles which is somewhere else in someone's computer, but we are checking all those things with the help of this telnet service. So here you can see that we have a telnet client and we have a telnet server. So from the server, we are getting the resultant. So in between, we are using this telnet protocol. There we have to put our username and password. If it both get matched, then from the servers to client, we are getting the data and information. We'll see the next service, that is Internet Relay Chat, in short IRC, that is real-time video chatting. With the help of this, we can communicate with a many number of people at the same time, that is real time, by typing a text in a special window. For example, it is just like a live chat. That means whenever the videos are streaming in the YouTube or any of the social media, at that time you can make a text or you can have a real-time communication between the people. For that, we are going to have this IRC. So here we have a list of services which is mainly meant for communication services with the help of internet. So here we have electronic mail, telnet, and also we have a news group. So when we have a set of people which are interested in a same area, at that time they are going to discuss the topic of common in interest. And also we have a IRC, that is Internet Relay Chat, and we have a mailing list mainly used to organize a group of internet user in order to share the common information with the help of email. Then we call that as a mailing list. And also we have a internet telephony voice over internet protocol. So allows the internet users to talk across the internet to any PC equipped with to receive a call. So here with the help of this VoIP, we are all making a video and audio call. And also we have a instant messaging. Mainly this is going to offer a real-time chat between the different individuals and also by the group of people. And at last we have a FTP or a file transfer protocol, mainly used to transfer the file. So all these are the different services which is provided in terms of communication services. Next, here you can see the web services. So what is web? That is allowing us to exchange the information between the applications of the web. So that means we are exchanging the information. That information or a data can be images, videos, audios, anything it can be. We are exchanging all those information with the help of certain application on the web. So using this web services, applications can be easily interact with each other. Even I also have WhatsApp, you also have WhatsApp. All those are what? Application. So with the help of this web services, we are just exchanging our thought. We can have a video conferencing, we can have a audio calls. So all those are what comes under this web service. So this can be World Wide Web and also video conferencing. Already you know about the World Wide Web, that is also called as W3. So when it comes to the video conferencing or a video teleconferencing, it's also one of the way of communication with a purpose, and then it is a two-way video and audio transmission. Even you can also talk, I can also talk. The person one who are in video call, so both people can talk and exchange the videos and audios at the same time with the help of this telecommunication technology. So this video conferencing comes under web service. And here next we'll see about the DNS, that is domain name system. Domain name system is what? It is a directory service that provides a mapping between the name of the host on the network and its numerical address. So whatever we are searching, being a client, I am going to search something over the internet. At the time, the server has to bring the response back to the client. So this DNS will going to help us in order to let us know, or else it is going to make a mapping or a link between the name of a host, who is the host, from which server we are getting a service, and also its numerical address. It is going to call numerical address as what? IP address. So this will going to hold the IP address as well as the name of a host, and also it is required for the functioning of the internet. Without this internet protocol address or IP address, we won't find the uniqueness of a data. So we won't get to know the name of a host. It is like an address to the house. So with the help of this DNS or a domain name system, we are able to get to know. It is going to mainly help us in order to have a efficient functioning of an internet. And in this DNS, it will be in the tree-like structure, okay, from where we are getting a data. If it is the main host, then it has to reach to the national level, then it has to reach to the state level, it has to reach to the district level, then it is going to reach to the particular area or a location. So from where we are getting a data, so for each stage it is going to have its own IP address. So each node in a tree has a domain name. So each node will going to have its domain name, and a full domain name is a sequence of symbols specified by the dots. And if I am getting the resultant here, so from here to here, the domain name will going to be specified with the symbols with the help of this dot. So we are making a separation between the domains from the highest to lowest. So here you can see that it is a service that translates the domain name into IP address. So what it is doing? It is translating the domain name into IP address. So we are somehow, it is difficult to remember the IP address. That means you need to remember the number. Instead of remembering number, I can remember the name of that particular domain. Instead of saying that as a 132.147.165.50, instead of saying it or remembering it, if I say ftp.edusoft.com, which is more convenient, this is somehow more catchy than remembering the number. So with the help of this DNS, that converting that particular domain name into IP address, so that user no need to remember the IP address or internet protocol address. This allows the users of internet or networks to utilize the user-friendly names when looking for other hosts instead of remembering the IP address. DNS is there in order to remember its IP address. Being a user, we just need to remember its domain name. So that mainly you can take the example. Here we have a FTP site that is at the EduSoft, had an IP address that is 132.147.165.50. 147.165.50. Instead of remembering it, you can search in the type of what? ftp.edusoft.com. So with the help of this domain name, we can access the content whatever we have in this IP address. So for that reason, we have this DNS or a domain name system. Next, we'll see internet service provider. We got to know what is internet, what are the services it going to provide. Then who are all the internet service provider now that you have here? That's an internet service provider, or in short it is an ISP. It's a company that provides a web access to both business and for consumer. For the purpose of commercial or for the purpose of individual, then we have a service provider or a company that is providing access to the content of a web. So that web will going to have a collection of data or collection of files, and each files will going to have a n number of data. So that ISPs may also provide other services like email services, domain registration, web hosting and browser services. It is not only providing access to the accessibility of a web. Along with that, we can also get the service like email, domain registration, web hosting and browser service from this internet service provider, in short ISP. And also here we can call this ISP is considered to be the information service provider. This can also going to provide the internet service. Along with that, it provides the storage service and internet network service provider, or it can be a mix of all these things. So moreover, this internet service provider making our life easy by allowing us to access the content of web. Next, you got to know all regarding what is internet, what are the internet services along with the application. Next, we'll see about the logical address as well as physical address. So here you can see the logical and physical addresses. So we'll see what is physical address, what is logical address. First we'll see about the hardware address or a physical address, and we can also call that as a MAC address. This is unique address. Okay, this is hard coded 48-bit. That means in each bit we have a 6-byte address burned into the ROM of the NIC, that is network interface card. So this is a 48-bit code. So that is unique number is there. That is going to be burned into the ROM or a read-only memory of the NIC. So we have a network interface card. In that network interface card we have a ROM. That ROM will going to store the 48-bit address. Then we are calling that 48-bit address as what? MAC address or a physical address. So they are expressed as a 6 pairs of hexadecimal digit, usually written in any of these following. So here you can have this format. So mm colon and colon ss colon ss colon, like this, or else you can also write in this format also. So it can be written in the two formats. One is this one and another one is this one. Total it is of 48-bit and it is a combination of 6 bytes. Okay, and the first half or a first 3 bytes, which is that this one, okay, are vendor number, which is the address of a manufacturer. So this MAC address, so if you see the MAC address of your computer or your mobile phones, so you can get to know that. So it can be in the 48-bit format. In that first half, that means 3 bytes, total it is of 6 bytes, right? In the first 3 bytes, that is going to hold the name or address of the manufacturer. Next we have a second half, that is what? This SS colon SS colon SS. So it's a NIC serial number, that is network interface card. So there we are storing all these bits. Second half will going to have a NIC serial number, which is assigned by the manufacturer to this adapter or a station address. This manufacturer is like a main branch that is addressing to the next branch, that is second half. So next pair will going to be stored in this NIC serial number, which is assigned by the manufacturer to the adapter or to the station address. So here you can see the example, ipconfig/all command. So this is used in order to get to know the MAC address. Then what about this IP address, or it is also called as what? Logical address. This is also called as logical address. MAC address is considered as what? Physical address. So this IP address work at the network layer. So in the OSI model, we have a network layer. In that network layer, this IP address will going to work. That is Internet Protocol address. Moreover, we are calling this as a logical address. Why? Because it is not embedded with a hardware component. If you take the MAC address at the time of manufacturing of a computer or any of the electronic gadgets, at the time they are going to insert the MAC address that is unique from one device to another device. But when it comes to the IP address or a logical address, this is going to be assigned by the network administrator, or else it can be assigned by the internet service provider. That is what the reason each time whatever you are accessing, the IP address may change each time you connect to the internet. So that logical address may vary but not physical address. Physical address will going to hold the address of a manufacturer and its adapter. In the first half, it is going to hold the address of manufacturer. In the second half, it has a address of its adapter. But when it comes to the IP address, it is going to assign by the network administrator or by the ISP or internet service provider. At the same point, this IP address may vary each time when we connect to the internet. This is what the reason. This is logical address. So all these are the things which you all need to remember when it comes to the internet basics. It's all about our chapter 2. In the next session, we're going to meet about this web basics. That will be the last content of last unit in the fundamentals of computers. Let me meet you there. Until that, keep learning, keep on growing. Thank you.